Chosen one, listen with your spirit wide awake. This moment you're stepping into is not just another mark on a calendar, and it's definitely not a routine transition. You are entering a divinely orchestrated moment that was written into your destiny long before your earthly journey began. A moment sealed in the heavens with purpose, weight, and spiritual authority. You are not rising into habit, you are rising into revelation, because this hour carries a spiritual frequency that syncs with your calling and aligns with the blueprint of your soul. What you're stepping into was scripted before your struggles, before your heartbreaks, before you questioned whether the promise would ever appear. And now the divine timeline is intersecting with your natural world, turning the unseen into the undeniable. You are not standing here by chance or stumbling onto this message by accident. You've arrived at a sacred intersection where divine timing has matured and destiny is ready to reveal itself. Treat this hour with reverence, because the heavens are speaking loudly and declaring that the appointed time has arrived. This is not the start of a month. It is the start of alignment, a shift from human timing into heavenly timing, from ordinary cycles into spiritual orchestration. While others treat this day lightly, you are being invited into alignment with a promise that has been forming quietly behind the scenes, a moment where divine decrees override earthly delays. Nothing in your life has been random. Every second has been chosen with precision. And this moment opens the realm where delays dissolve, momentum accelerates, and what was once instruction now becomes manifestation. To others, it may look like an ordinary transition, but for you, this is a holy interruption. The moment heaven releases what you didn't have to chase, force, or strive for, because destiny itself is responding to the call placed over your life. This is not just a moment, it is a decree. And chosen one, even your engagement today, is spiritual alignment. When you write your warmest wishes and seal them with 777, you're not posting a comment, you're planting a declaration, agreeing with divine order, stepping into the frequency of completion. Because 777 carries heavenly finality and the imprint of God's perfect timing. And each time you release it, you declare, "It is done, it is sealed, it is mine." Your words carry vibration, your intention releases energy, and your participation activates the spiritual law that says agreement unlocks acceleration. Your alignment tells the heavens you are ready, tells the universe you are positioned, tells your destiny that today is the day. What once felt distant is now at your doorstep. What once seemed like a dream now reaches for your hands, and the season of arrival is no longer coming. It is here. This is not a hint of manifestation. This is the full appearance, the moment where delays break, obstacles fall, and the promise that once felt far away steps directly into your life. Heaven is releasing what has been stored for you, and manifestation enters like a long-awaited guest finally walking through the door. This is not rehearsal, not preparation, not a preview. This is the moment your faith becomes sight, the moment deferred answers turn into delivered realities. Everything that felt postponed now accelerates. Everything that felt denied now arrives, because manifestation does not come quietly. It comes with authority, and chosen one, pause to honor everything you survived to reach this point. The nights you cried alone, the silent battles, the disappointments, the loneliness that tried to convince you heaven forgot you. The moments you held on by a thread yet still refused to quit. Heaven saw it all. Every tear, every prayer, every bit of strength you didn't know you had, and none of it was wasted. The delays were alignments. The waiting was preparation. The blocked paths were protection from what would have harmed your promise. What felt like rejection was divine redirection. What felt like chaos was coordination. What felt like silence was strategy. You were being refined, strengthened, matured for the weight of what's arriving now. Your life was never off track. Every moment was orchestrated with precision. Every pause was part of the plan. Every detour was divine direction. You were not buried. You were planted, hidden so your roots could strengthen, covered so your foundation could solidify, shaped in the dark so you could bloom in the light. And now the soil begins to break. The hidden becomes visible. The unseen rises, and the season of invisibility ends as the season of manifestation begins. Arrival carries proof that waiting mattered, that faith was worth it, that God's timing is flawless. Divine arrival doesn't whisper. It breaks chains, opens doors, dissolves fear, silences doubt, and brings a presence you can feel in your spirit, your heart, and your atmosphere. This is the moment your story shifts from almost to finally, from someday to today, because what was promised is now unfolding right in front of you, and every part of your being will recognize that something sacred, powerful, and undeniable has arrived. Something within you rises, and something within you breaks open, because this is the moment where divine arrival breathes new life into your story and restores the strength you thought you lost. Chosen one, understand this deeply. Preparation was never punishment. It was purpose shaping you for what your hands are finally ready to carry. Every refinement, every healed wound, every strengthened spiritual muscle, every broken pattern, every renewed mindset brought you into alignment with the blessing that matches who you have become, not who you once were. Preparation protected you from too much too soon, anchored you, matured you, and formed the version of you capable of stewarding what is now stepping into your life. Divine breakthrough moves like lightning, silent for years, then unstoppable in a moment, turning stagnation into acceleration, opening doors that refuse to move, awakening opportunities that once felt mute, and shifting everything at once, because heaven does not operate inside human limitation. What felt heavy yesterday feels weightless now. What seemed impossible has become inevitable, and you are crossing the sacred threshold between what was and what will be. As breakthrough rushes in with force, transforming the atmosphere of your entire life. Momentum is now behind you, irreversible, unstoppable, divinely ignited. Look at creation. The tides move in rhythm. Seasons shift with precision. The moon follows its cycle. The sun rises at its appointed hour. And none of it is early or late, because divine order governs everything, including your breakthrough. If stars can align, so can your destiny. If seasons can shift, so can your situation. If tides can turn, so can your life. Your timing is synchronized with the heavens, and you are exactly where divine order has placed you. This is the moment creation itself has been echoing. The appointed time has arrived. Finally, a small word carrying decades of endurance, months of hope, and countless nights of whispered prayers. Finally is the turning point where longing becomes possessing, where the wound becomes healed, where the closed door finally opens, where the promise becomes real. And today, you step into the weight of fulfillment after carrying the weight of waiting for so long. Nothing you lived through was wasted. Not the tears, not the loneliness, not the confusion, not the silence, because every moment was recorded, refined, and repurposed. Waiting was storage, silence was strategy, loneliness was positioning, and what felt like abandonment was actually fortification. Now everything finds meaning, and what felt lost returns multiplied as restoration transforms wasted years into harvest years. Hidden alignments now step into visibility. Conversations that happened without you, your name spoken in unseen rooms, opportunities shaped behind the scenes all rise to the surface as the divine curtain lifts. Suddenly things make sense. Suddenly people appear. Suddenly doors open. Because orchestration is now revealed. Gifts that slept inside you. Anointings, strengths, talents, callings awaken because the moment of revealing has arrived, and you will find yourself stepping into abilities, roles, and expressions you never imagined, not because you forced it, but because heaven has commanded your visibility. What once was ignored now cannot be overlooked because this is your season of recognition. Timing now moves with the precision of miracles. Every piece aligned, every hindrance removed, every step synchronized, and nothing could have arrived earlier or later because divine timing is never premature and never delayed. This moment is a spiritual marker etched into your destiny, every second charged, every breath carrying weight, every movement meaningful, and you are called to walk with awareness, speak with intention, and move with purpose, because the atmosphere is ripe and the ground beneath you is holy. When heaven says now, resistance collapses, barriers move, chains break, locked doors swing open, and you don't push your way through, you walk through, because everything that once intimidated you now bows to the decree over your life. Favor becomes magnetic, drawing the right people, the right connections, the right opportunities, the right support directly to you without strain. Blessings flow to you instead of being chased. This breakthrough is not only for you. It echoes through your bloodline, breaking generational chains, dissolving cycles of fear or lack, restoring ancestral blessings, and rewriting the legacy of your lineage. You are the one chosen to shift the family story and introduce a chapter of strength, abundance, and spiritual inheritance. The curtain that hid your preparation now rises, and destiny steps into the light. This is your season of unveiling, where the world finally sees what heaven has been forming in secret. You feel the shift inside you, the spiritual atmosphere alive around you, the confirmation pulsing in your spirit. This is not imagination. This is divine fulfillment, manifesting in real time. You stand not in waiting, but in receiving, not in hoping, but in becoming. Abundance replaces survival. Overflow replaces scarcity. Restoration pours into every place that felt empty, and what was withheld returns multiplied. Blessings meant for generations flow into your hands, cycles that held your ancestors break, and prayers they once prayed find fulfillment in you. You rise with new authority, new identity, new confidence, no longer defined by delay or disappointment, but shaped by divine fulfillment, becoming the version of yourself heaven always knew you would be. This breakthrough will be undeniable, visible to doubters, obvious to those who overlooked you, unmistakable to everyone around you, because your life itself becomes the evidence of divine timing. What once looked chaotic now reveals perfect design. What felt delayed now shows divine intention. And every thread of your story weaves into a masterpiece revealed at the exact appointed moment. What heaven releases cannot be undone. This breakthrough is permanent, protected, and sealed, immune to fear, untouched by circumstances, beyond the reach of opposition. This moment is your sunrise, the end of the long night, the lifting of darkness, the bright unfolding of destiny, and every step in this new chapter is illuminated with clarity, power, and purpose. Chosen one. This is not preview. This is fulfillment. Walk with boldness, move with authority, refuse to shrink or hesitate, because divine timing has sounded its call, and destiny is now fully alive in your hands. Step into it without fear, completely, fully, entirely. Something deep within you stirs awake. Something long restrained finally breaks open, because this is the moment where divine arrival steps into your life with undeniable force. Chosen one, understand this with your whole spirit. Preparation was never punishment. It was the sculpting of your destiny, shaping your heart, sharpening your discernment, healing your wounds, strengthening your spiritual backbone, and forming the version of you capable of carrying the blessing that now approaches. Every season of stretching, every silent night, every internal battle was forging capacity, cultivating wisdom, refining identity, and building spiritual maturity, because what is being released now could not have been given to the old you. You had to evolve into alignment. Divine breakthrough does not creep in slowly. It erupts, collapsing years of delay into moments of acceleration, turning impossibilities into inevitabilities, shifting your atmosphere with a force that cannot be ignored. What once felt heavy now feels light. What once resisted now surrenders, and you are stepping across the invisible threshold between before and after, entering a realm where momentum is no longer something you pursue, but something carrying you. Creation itself reflects the precision of what is happening. Tides move at the exact moment, seasons shift when the earth is aligned. The moon never rushes its cycle, the sun never rises off schedule, and just like creation, your breakthrough follows perfect spiritual timing. Nothing about your journey has been late. Nothing has been wasted. Everything has been positioned, aligned, and prepared for this exact unfolding. This is the moment where longing becomes receiving, where hope becomes manifestation, where spiritual distance collapses, and what you prayed for finally stands in front of you. Finally, this small word that holds the weight of decades, the ache of endurance, the patience of waiting, the resilience of faith, finally is the turning point where the promise reveals itself. The door opens, the blessing becomes tangible, and the season of waiting transforms into the season of fulfillment. Every tear, every setback, every lonely night was not ignored. Heaven collected every moment, storing what you thought was lost, strategizing in silence, positioning you in solitude, building foundations beneath the surface while you questioned the delay. Now everything that was hidden begins to rise. Opportunities that formed without your awareness, people who were prepared to meet you, rooms where your name has already been spoken, alignments that were crafted behind closed doors all begin to surface as the divine curtain lifts. Suddenly, things connect. Suddenly, pathways clear. Suddenly, direction appears because the time of revelation has arrived. Gifts that stayed dormant within you start to unlock. Talents you doubted, anointings you underestimated, strengths you hadn't discovered, all begin to activate because heaven is spotlighting what once lived in the shadows. This is your season of visibility, not because you fought for attention, but because you were chosen for recognition. Divine timing is precise, strategic, flawless, and nothing could have unfolded sooner or later. This moment lands with accuracy, carrying a signature of heaven that cannot be mistaken. Treat this moment with reverence, with awareness, with spiritual readiness, because every breath in this season carries purpose and every step is part of a greater unfolding. Obstacles crumble in the presence of divine timing. Barriers move aside, chains fall off, and situations that once intimidated you lose their power because heaven has spoken and creation responds, Favor now moves toward you with magnetic pull. Opportunities locate you. The right people find you. Doors open effortlessly, and support rises without struggle. This breakthrough extends beyond your life. It reaches into your lineage, breaking generational cycles, healing old wounds, restoring blessings that never reached their rightful owners, rewriting the story of your bloodline and shifting the legacy of your family forever. What was once hidden behind the curtain is now stepping fully into the light, and the world will finally witness what heaven has been crafting in secret. Your spirit feels the confirmation. Something is different. Something has lifted. Something has aligned inside you and around you. And this is not imagination. This is the manifestation of everything you have carried, prayed for, survived, and believed. You are not standing on the edge of breakthrough. You are standing in breakthrough, fully inside the moment heaven designed for you. Abundance begins to overflow. Restoration pours into places that once felt empty, and blessings return, multiplied. You step into the identity of someone who receives, someone who walks with authority, someone who no longer introduces themselves by their wounds, but by their emergence, their resilience, their rise. Those who doubted you will witness undeniable evidence. Those who overlooked you will see what heaven has marked, because your life itself becomes the testimony. Delays reveal their strategy, detours reveal their direction, pain reveals its preparation, and everything in your story aligns into a masterpiece you couldn't see until now. What heaven releases in this moment cannot be undone, reversed, blocked, or stolen. It is sealed, protected, permanent. This is your sunrise, the lifting of the long night, the clearing of the shadows, the awakening of purpose, and the bright unfolding of the life you were always meant to step into. Chosen one, this is not a preview of what is coming. This is what has come. This is fulfillment. This is arrival. This is divine timing in full expression. Walk boldly, speak confidently, move with authority, because you are stepping into everything meant for you, completely, fully, fearlessly, and nothing can stop what is unfolding now. Your life is changing, your path is opening, your destiny is rising, and this is your moment, your confirmation, your divine arrival. If this message spoke to your spirit, make sure you subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for you. And before you go, drop a comment and declare, "I am ready for my divine shift." Your words carry power. Your agreement activates alignment. Let heaven see your faith. Stay blessed, stay aligned, and stay prepared. Your season is here.